When I was in middle school, I tried my best just to keep my head under the radar and just do what I was told. I didn't go out and above and beyond or do anything extraordinary. Yeah, I was lowbrow. I had my reasons for it, but still, I stand by them. But I'm nothing like the show that I want to talk about today. I'm Andrew Rhodes, and welcome to Andrew Reviews, and today I'm taking a look at Fillmore. That's right, Fillmore. Don't worry, I'll explain. Fillmore was a cartoon show that aired on Toon Disney and I believe maybe once or twice on the Disney Channel, but don't quote me on it. Anyway, it's centered around one character, Cornelius Fillmore, who was a safety patrol officer at X Middle School. The middle school that basically does everything. I mean, they have more shit going on at that school than I think every school in the world combined. They got a bocce ball team. They have a go-kart team. They have a biker team, a skateboard team, a scooter team. They have science awards. They have talent shows. They have more shit going on at that school on a daily basis than I think most metropolitan cities do in an entire year. Damn! I mean, when I was in middle school, I didn't do half that crap. Ugh. Not to mention the fact that that campus is huge. I mean, they got a lake. They got a fishing club. They have more stuff going on than anything. I can't even begin to express how much stuff goes on. But anyway, it's up to the safety patrol to keep order and peace. Yeah, don't worry. Well, we basically deal with Cornelius Fillmore, who was a former delinquent, now turned good, thanks to a former safety patroller who moved away. Fillmore is partnered with Ingrid III, voiced by Tara Strong. Fillmore is voiced by Orlando Brown, I believe, if I remember correctly. Either way, he does a really good job doing Fillmore, and Tara Strong does a really good job as Ingrid. The chemistry between the two of them work out so well that you often forget they're actually kids. They're dealing with multiple things that you could imagine more of a mainstream cop show style thing, like forging baseball cards, or chalk boosting, screwing up lunches, poisoning science pets, things like that. Versus their real life equivalent, counterfeiting money, selling drugs, stuff like that. No, we're just going to child it down, but still make it entertaining. Real life scenarios aside, the series itself was very good, and there is some good points and some bad along with it. But on top of the two main safety patrollers who are featured in almost every single episode, I say almost because there is one episode where Fillmore goes to visit his old partner, Wade, and unfortunately, well, Ingrid's not along for the ride. Though I believe she's mentioned, because I have seen that episode, but it's not one of my favorites, and she's not there, so there is that. Still, though, the series has its ups and downs. Along with Fillmore and Ingrid, there's Junior Police Commissioner Vallejo, which is really funny because he's the Junior Commissioner of the Safety Patrol, which is really funny. You also have the other safety patrollers. Yeah, I think the one's name is Anson. He's kind of interesting. Sort of like an Italian-American style cop that wants to know everything and do everything and acts cool. You also have Tahama, who's their resident expert in DNA forensics, does stuff like that. And then you have O'Farrell, who, he's the comic relief, literally. So with all of them, they make up the safety patrol, at least the main force that we see. Now, occasionally there are others that are signified with their orange, belt and everything else, but still, yeah, you get my point. You have all of this going on, and in all honesty, it's an interesting show, I'm not going to lie. Though, with every case, there's always the heavy-handedness that comes down from the principal, Dawn S. Folsom, who used to be a student at X along with the assistant principal, Raycliffe. Yes. Oh, poor Raycliffe. I pity him so much. You also have a whole other cast of characters that make return appearances, like regular criminals, former Safety Patrol members. Occasionally, one or two might come back for a second episode or mention. Things like that. Either way, it's still an interesting show, especially for what it basically sells you. It's a cop show for kids featuring kids stuff. And honestly, it's really good. I approve of it. But with everything, there are some drawbacks. It's something that I would have liked to have seen a little more. While granted the show's name is Fillmore, would have been nice to see a little more effort from the B squad, basically, of the Safety Patrol. You know, Anson, Tahama, and O'Farrell. It would have been nice if they would have got a little more spotlight shined on them from time to time. Not to mention the fact that the cases were a little, what's a good way of saying slightly idiotic, but still entertaining? I mean, a bunch of metal shop kids stealing scooters was a good episode, but then an entire episode about a game system being stolen and somebody making up games to screw with the Safety Patrol, not so much. Not to mention some of the crimes that go on at X are just idiotic. I mean, chalk boosting. I could see like forging hall passes, selling cheat sheets to tests. That shit went on in my high school. Hell, even in my middle school, that stuff went on. But at X middle school, chalk boosting and a lot of other stuff, yeah, I don't really see the school giving two craps about this. But either way, it's still an interesting series and one that I highly recommend checking out. Sadly, to my knowledge, it hasn't been released on DVD, but you are able to find some of the episodes online, like YouTube having some clips or some people that post a couple episodes up now and then. It's still worthwhile to check out if you can, and if you find a way to actually get it like on a streaming channel or something, please let me know, because I really love this show. It's really interesting. It basically was about 2 seasons long, and honestly, it deserved a little longer of a run for it, but I can understand why it was probably cut. I mean, eventually they're going to have to graduate, and I'm just hoping they're not going to reboot it down the road. Though, honestly, it's a show that I really wouldn't mind if they did. It was actually pretty good, and I liked it. So, I got to give Disney's Fillmore a 5 out of 5 at best. This thing has very little wrong with it, other than the fact that if I had to nitpick, being the B squad not getting as much time in the sun as they deserved. Otherwise, it's a good show, and I highly recommend it. I give it a full-on pass. Check it out if you get a chance to. It's really worth it. Until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Reviews. Thanks, everybody, so much.